Okay, so I'm Sarah Nadler. We're here with Good Neighbor Center. This is Heidi and Allie. Heidi, why don't you start? Tell us a little bit about your guys' self.
Well, thank you for the opportunity to share. I'm always delighted to be able to get the information out to people that the Good Neighbor Center exists, because homelessness is a real issue.
Absolutely.
And so anyway, the Good Neighbor Center is a family homeless shelter located in Tigard. We serve 9 families as our capacity. So people have to be homeless with children in their custody. And what we do is we bring them in, we provide them with a stable environment, shelter, food, clothing, their basic needs, and then ultimately our goal is to try to help them obtain permanent housing. So we do that through resources, and we have a self-sufficiency advocate and a case manager that works full-time helping these families. So
that's great. So yeah, when we talk about self-sufficiency, that's something that my readers have mentioned they're really willing to help with, and they really want to know what they can do. And that's where you come in, right?
Yeah, that is my title. So I'm the self-sufficiency advocate, which I guess sounds nice, but in reality what I do is we have a permanent / transitional housing program off-site. We have 12 families, and they live in affordable housing that's subsidized for 9 months. It's a year-long program. The last 3 months they're paying full market rent, which is still affordable income-based housing. And then I do case management with the families throughout that time.
Tell me, case management, what does that mean exactly?
Yeah, so case management in this case means going in, doing home visits, talking about budgeting, creating a family goal plan, talking about employment, checking in on how they're doing with their job, any issues with neighbors. We talk about the kids in school. And then we create a family goal plan at the beginning, so that kind of sets the theme for the year. What are your goals? Checking in on those goals, talking about budgeting, talking about changes in income. And I also just walk through the unit too to do what we call a housekeeping inspection, which is just making sure that basic habitability standards are met, like there isn't food everywhere or mold or things like that, that it's just generally clean. It doesn't have to be spotless.
Sure.
And then we also do monthly meetings here at Good Neighbor Center for the families, and they're basically a continuing education opportunity. So we'll talk about, we'll have a refresher on budgeting. We'll talk about the Family Resource Center that's in Tigard-Tualatin School District. We'll talk about goal setting again, parenting, nutrition. So it just kind of because sometimes the skills that we think are inherent are not, and they don't know how to navigate, and they don't have those social skills, so that's really an opportunity to build those. So I do that, and then I also meet with management of the apartment complexes monthly to talk about the families, how we can do that kind of eviction prevention or termination prevention, because again, these families sometimes have been homeless for years and don't really know how to live in a stable environment or how to navigate that relationship. But I also teach rent well in shelter, which is a 16-hour tenant education course, and so it's basically what your rights are, how to be a good tenant, how to navigate that tenant-landlord relationship, and then we have life skills classes, which are again skill building classes for residents in shelter every Monday. And the last thing I do is employment related needs. So we're part of the Aligned Partner Network through WorkSource. So that means our clients have access to job training that's usually free and or paid, special internships and employment opportunities where they get trained on the job as well and are being paid while doing that. So that is what I do.
That's huge. And I have to just say, when I've spoken to people who really want to make a difference in ending the fact that people experience homelessness in Portland, I think that the confront of what it really takes to do that, it's not just money, it's not just like, oh, let's open a soup kitchen and everybody's gonna
Right.
suddenly be fine.
Yeah.
I think it's really wonderful that you guys are digging in so
Yeah.
much and really finding out why it's happening and
Mhm.
what you can do about it. And I really do hope that people are gonna wanna jump on board, so.
I think ultimately it's just providing a support system.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We find that a lot of these families come, you know, they're coming from sleeping in their cars, couch surfing, or like literally sleeping outside in tents, and they either don't have a family, or their family is not healthy, or their support system that, you know, they've been trying to work with is not working, or it's not a healthy support system. And so Good Neighbor Center can, you know, bridge that gap where people need accountability, they need just somebody to talk to, and also they're able to access resources here that maybe they wouldn't normally be able to on their own, or you know, just without knowledge.
Wow.
So.